So we come to chapter 7 of the book, which is called The Cross How. Someone has said that when Jesus wanted to explain the meaning of his death to his disciples, he didn't give them a theory, he gave them a meal. And I suppose some of us would almost prefer to stick with the meal than the theories that there are. And yet we have to ask, how? How did the cross accomplish what it did accomplish? And one of the ways in which evangelicals particularly have tended to look at that over the years has been a theory known as penal substitution. But the problem is that it's coming under quite a lot of criticism in the present evangelical scene, because it is sometimes caricatured as speaking about an angry, vicious, violent father hurling his judgment upon an innocent victim son in our place. And so it can be made to seem like a very unjust, horrendous kind of a theory. All of us, I think, would agree that that's a caricature. But the trouble is the caricature can stick in people's minds and produce a number of what I regard as false opposites, unhelpful opposites. And so in this chapter I try to help us to think through the unnecessary false contrast between God's anger and God's love. The false contrast that is sometimes played out between the Father and the Son, or between the understanding of our human predicament as one of guilt or one of shame. And in each case I try to say, look, to put these against one another is to actually pull apart what the Bible holds together. And so I seek to understand the meaning of the cross in relation to these biblical categories and to avoid polarization and false opposites. So that's what we're going to look at in this chapter.